Hey guys, so I'm making this video because I want to make some documentation here of what's going on today. Excuse me. Today I was informed by my bank that a fraudulent charge was made at 11:35 this morning for $1,452.12. It was made at a furniture store in Aurora, Illinois. So apparently they used this card, okay? The card that I have in my hand right now in Phoenix, Arizona. So what I am currently working on is trying to find out what happened. So what I first did was I got the address, the name of the company, and the phone number from the fraud department for my bank, and I called. And it turns out that that line is no longer in service. So I decided to go online and look up the name of the company. The name of the company is World Furniture, and it's based out of Lombard, Illinois. So what I ended up doing was looking into, if they had a bad rating at the Better Business Bureau, which I couldn't get any information on that. But what I did do is when I went to the website, I found two alternate numbers. The first number, the one that didn't work was out of Aurora. The second number was out of Lombard, Illinois, and the third number was out of Evergreen Park. So I called the second number, and I ended up talking to a gentleman who I later found out his name was Joe, and we'll leave it at that for right now. Joe was, when they answered the phone, he basically answered as a hello, as I was calling a personal line, which I come to find out this is a cell phone number for the website. I spoke to him about a fraudulent charge on my card, and my bank had told me, how they have to give me a company letterhead, the full card number, my name, the amount of the transaction, all this information, and if they send it to the bank will give me my money back immediately. Unfortunately, this guy wasn't having any of it. Now, I will go on record saying that I did not give him the amount that was fraudulently charged. I did not give him my name, and I did not give him my card number, of course. Even though it's already canceled, I don't want to give out any information. What ended up happening is this guy took great offense to me calling him, and basically we got into a screaming match, and a few choice words were said, and I hung up. At that point, I decided to call the Evergreen Park store. So I called this store. And again, it was another cell phone number. Again, another gentleman picked up the phone, and he referred me back to Joe in Lombard. So at this point, I had my brother-in-law, being the young whippersnapper that he is, on a three-way call. He was on a call with me. We added a line in. And what we ended up doing was we called back Joe. And what we ended up getting from Joe was the following. So basically what you're hearing here is my brother-in-law calling for a quote on some furniture in order to gather some information. Now, I had found this gentleman's name because my genius wife decided we should look up to see if they have a Facebook page. Well, when we found their Facebook page, it was a very crappily put together information blog, really, more than anything. No pictures, no posts, no anything. Just a name of the place. And what we happen to notice is that one person clicked that like button. On a hunch, I decided to have my brother-in-law ask Joe if he was that one person by using his full name. And this is what happened.
Which guy? The one in Evergreen Park? Yes. Sectional. Let me call the guy and see what number, which one he's looking for. I'll tell you right back.
Is this Joe Judah?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Excuse me?
Just wanted to make sure I had the right guy. He told me to call Joe Judah. This is Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know that out of my hunch, being the super sleuth that I am, that Joe Judah, as he's identified as, has basically gone through, and right now he is the person that took the card. And what I got from that is basically he had something to do with this. So what you'll hear now is I had stopped the recording and picked it back up. and you'll hear me arguing with the gentleman. And mind you, I never gave him my card number, I never gave him my name, and I never gave him the dollar amount of that sale. So now listen. Okay. Yeah, all right, call him. That's fine. You can give him a call.
Okay, bye.
All right, thanks.
Did I give him this merchandise, my friend?
Okay, that's fine. You gave him the merchandise. Do you have the... That's where the cut starts. This is the new conversation. What ended up happening is when he tried to call whoever it was for the quote, he never ended up hanging up with us. So now he's still in a conversation with us. He heard me and my brother-in-law discussing it, and he realizes that he's caught. So now he tries to backpedal, and he tries to tell me that he just takes cards and he has the ID that matches with it. Mind you, that card is right here. That card is right here. But he told me he had this card in Chicago, or in Aurora, excuse me, this morning. Okay? He had it while I'm here in Phoenix, he had that card. And now he told me he had a matching ID for that, using my name. So listen to this. Receipt with the card number on it? What's the card number?
What's the card number? I got the last four numbers, that's it.
Yeah, he's got the last four numbers, which is common practice when somebody swipes a card. So he doesn't have the full card number, but he's telling me he only has the last four. Keep in mind, once again, I've given him no information. He does not know my name, he does not know what transaction this is, and he does not especially know my card number. Let's listen. Tell me what the last...
My credit card, my machine, it doesn't bring me the whole information.
Okay, just tell me...
The only thing you can do is a company.
Okay, tell me the last four.
The only thing you can do, my friend.
Tell me the last four.
The only thing is to dispute it, and I have to work it with my company.
Tell me... Okay, that's fine. I'm going to dispute it. Tell me the last four. Tell me the last four on the card, and I'll let you go.
I'll give you the last four. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. So now you're going to hear some dead air because he's going to be shuffling through papers. You can kind of hear him mumbling in the background. And what he's doing is he's pulling up the receipt with the last four digits of the card that I'm talking about. Again, I can't stress enough. He never got my name. He never got the transaction amount or the transaction number. And he never got my card number. Okay, now that's where the language gets a little nasty. He clearly said 2725, so let's take a look, folks. Let's take a look at what we got here. What's that say? 2725, that's right. The son of a bitch knew exactly what I was talking about. He knows exactly what's going on. That's a level of guilt if you tell me. So, I now have this gentleman's Facebook page. I now have his phone number. I now have his work, I now have his address, and I now have his voice on a recording fessing up with no information that he knows exactly what's going on. Though he's still going to play Jimmy the Dunce. So the interesting thing about this is on his Facebook page, what you guys didn't hear is all the nasty things I said to him after. But what I did do is I told him that I have all that information and that he should be expecting the police to get in contact with him eventually. So what happened was his Facebook page went from Joe Judah to Joe. He is now no longer Joe Judah. He is now Joe on the actual page, his Facebook page. So what I'll show you is a picture of who Joe Judah is. This is Joe Judah. Okay, got to get rid of that glare. I'm not very good with YouTube, but you can see Joe Judah. Let's see if we can get another picture of Joe Judah here. And I'll show you, if you guys look closely enough, you can see where it says Joe Judah right there. I'll zoom in on it. See that, Joe Judah? Okay. This is my Palestinian friend, Joe Judah, who stole my identity. So, Joe Judah steals my identity. After I tell him that I have all this information and the police get here, I go to show them the Facebook page of the gentleman who already fessed up, and this is what it says now. You guys see that? See Joe? He's no longer Joe Judah. We no longer have any access to any of his pictures. That's okay, though, because I already took them all. So That's where I'm standing with that. So I think I'm done. I filed my police report. Everything's all said and done. And now we have an instance where my card was tried to be run again. This time in the city of Chicago at a men's clothing store called Be Fresh. So this charge was declined, but it was for $754.21. I looked it up online. I was able to find the name of this place. I called and I posed as somebody from the fraud department. I told them that their fraud rating was increasing because somebody attempted to use their information to illegally obtain some products, some merchandise with stolen property. This gentleman, since I scared the living daylights out of him, decided to give me the owner's name and number of his company, Be Fresh, and the address. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to call the owner. And you guys are going to listen in, and we're going to see if we can get any answers. Maybe not. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. But we will certainly see if we can get that. So I'm going to go ahead and call. This gentleman's name is Jay. And again, I'll be posing as somebody from the fraud department. And we'll see how this goes. You guys enjoy.
Hello?
Hi, could I speak to Jay, please?
Yes, speaking. How can I help you, sir?
Hi, Jay. My name is Dave. I'm with the fraud department. I'm actually calling in regards to an issue we had earlier this morning.
About the what?
About an issue we had earlier this morning, and I was wondering if I could count on your cooperation so we can go ahead and get. Okay, excellent. Yes, absolutely. Well, this morning in one of your stores, now I'm having a little bit of trouble tracking down. If I have my information correctly, you have 4 stores. Is that correct?
Well, there's different corporations. We have partners, but yes.
Okay, so basically what came up on our end of the report is that somebody tried to use a stolen credit card in one of your stores this morning, resulting in a total of $754.21.
What's the location, sir?
The location that I had for that was the Be Fresh on Narragansett Ave in Chicago. Now, it's my understanding.
That's my employee that spoke with me that was over there.
Yes. It's my understanding that that store is actually closed now, and you guys have been relocated to West North Avenue.
No, it's not closed. It's on the street. They just moved from the mall to the main street.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So what I'm trying to figure out here is we're trying to get to the bottom of this, because what this does, when this kind of thing happens in your store, and I'm sure this is no fault of yours, I'm certainly not accusing you of any of your employees, but when you have a fraudulent charge appear in one of your stores through your credit card machine, what ends up happening is it affects your Better Business Bureau rating. And what's happening is you're taking a hit on your fraudulent, what we call a fraud rating.
Sure,
And
I understand, but one second. Who am I speaking to? What company is this?
Jay, I'm with Card Services. This is the fraud department.
Okay, Card Services, which is what's it made from? Card Services, that's a merchant, right?
Yes, absolutely.
This is my problem, okay? I've been having an issue, and I spoke to, I think, David or Kevin regarding about this, because Nate is the one that owning their store, the one on location on First Street.
Sure.
They're supposed to update our systems with a chip reader.
Sure.
I mean, I'm in a dilemma because this happened on my location on North Avenue. I'm not with you guys. I'm with a different company.
I understand.
But when the customers come in, they have a credit card.
Sure.
Okay. The system, they have a credit card. They have an ID. We ID most of the customers. We turn away tons of customers that are suspicious. The only thing is, when we do turn away customers, we have issues with them. We have complaints about that. I mean, they provide us an ID. There's no way I can verify. I mean, my credit card machine, the terminal, doesn't display the last 4 numbers. We check. It doesn't even have the access where we can put the CVC code or to verify it by.
I understand.
And we spoke with David. Over here on North Avenue, we update our system. We have the one that's the card reader with the chip. So any card that comes in, and we swipe the credit card, we put the chip inside. We don't swipe it no more. We just slide the card with the microchip inside, and that solves all my problems.
Absolutely.
On that location is, we have a lot of people that come in, they shop, items, you know, we have to eat food.
Absolutely.
Now, I don't know how to fix this.
Okay.
I'm waiting until October because I heard we're updating in October. Everybody's going to have the new check card.
Sure.
So hopefully you guys will send us a new machine, but
Yes.
I don't know what to do regarding this issue. I mean, we used to take photocopies of driver's license, but you guys told us we can't. It's illegal. I mean, I don't know.
No, I understand.
Can you guys update my system over there? Tell me a new system, update it, help. I mean, anything that could help us, you know, with this. Because I know lately it's been a lot. There's been a lot of transactions.
No, I understand.
You know,
and sir.
No,
sir, I understand.
I keep telling you guys suspicious. Don't take the transaction. If
Sure.
somebody is buying a lot of stuff, or they come in and they just pile things on the counter, don't accept it. And
I understand that.
Sure.
Sure.
We have a few police reports where customers, you know, got angry. We refused to sell, but how could you tell? I mean, there's a very thin line between, like, you know, telling customers no, you can't, or we only accept debit cards, and we even had a sign saying debit cards only.
Understood.
That causes a lot of problems. So, and you know, we're in a low income area, kind of.
I understand.
Like,
I understand.
So I don't know. You give me ideas, and I'll be more
Okay. Well, I know. Yeah, absolutely. A couple suggestions I can make for you. The first thing, I noticed that you have the Ingenico ISC Touch 250, which is a outdated system, which is fine. If you've already talked to the other two gentlemen, I'm sure that they.
You know, I'll be more than happy to update my system. I'll be more than
Absolutely.
happy to pay whatever it is to pay to get the new system with the chip.
Sure.
We updated two of the locations and haven't had no problems so far.
Excellent.
We haven't updated the location on Diversity and the other location on 87th and the Cottage. We haven't updated them yet, and I want to update them, but.
No, I understand. So, and then the other thing you could do is I noticed that you did say that you guys check most credit cards with IDs. You guys need to update your policy, and you need to make sure that you're verifying that the name on the card matches the name on the driver's license.
It does. That's the whole thing. This is the problem we are having. The names on the card match the names on the ID. If the names don't match, we don't accept cards. We don't accept it. You know,
okay, understood. Sure.
Charge debit, but if we can't charge debit, you know, and they want to pay credit, we can't, you know, we're not a customer, you know, to a credit card.
Absolutely.
The thing is, every single customer that comes in, I mean, there's video footage. You guys come more than happy to come and take a look at all our video footage. We check all IDs on all the cards. I mean, most likely, you know, it's some scam going on. I don't know.
Oh, I have no doubt it's a scam. So here's what I'm wondering if you can do.
We had a few projects where we lost money, but I don't know. I mean, I don't.
And I don't want you to lose money, sir, because I don't think you guys are doing anything wrong. But maybe you can help me out here and get to the bottom of this, because I don't want this to affect your. I don't want this to affect your fraud.
You know, we have a business. I don't want to be flagged by MasterCard or Visa.
Absolutely, and we don't want you to either. We don't want you to either. If you're running a respectable business, we absolutely understand that. So here's what I would like for you to do for me.
I mean, we've been with you guys for almost, at one location, we've been with you guys for over 9, 10 years almost.
Excellent. And like I said, we appreciate your business. So what I would like for you to do for me is this. I'd like you to see if you could find a copy of the receipt. When you guys have your declined, when the card gets declined, it still does print out a receipt for you, correct? A declined slip?
Sometimes there's no names on it. Sometimes, I mean, I had instances where a customer had a gift card.
Sure.
Okay. It says a gift for you, a credit card. If it's a gift card, MasterCard gift card or
sure.
a Visa gift card, and you know, it's a gift card. I mean, I swipe it and the receipt comes out, and there's a name on the receipt.
Sure.
Well, I mean, what am I supposed to do when the?
No. You're totally fine, sir. No. That's not what I'm saying.
I want to get. You know, I don't like to keep getting. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And believe me, we don't like making these calls either. You guys are the victims here. We're trying to help you guys. All we're looking for is a little cooperation. That's all.
No, sure, definitely. You tell me what you want me to do, and I'll be more than happy. If it can help me and help you guys, I'm fine.
Absolutely. Okay, so here's what I need you to do for me. I need you to see if you can go to the store at some point and get a hold of the declined receipt that says $754.21. Would have been around 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock your time, Central Time.
Let me call them. Usually we give the customer the declined receipt, you know, as proof that there's no charge. But let me call them and see if there's a declined receipt. And
Okay.
get back to you. Besides that.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So what I want you to do for that is, do you have video cameras in your store?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, excellent. So what I would like you to do is that if you're able to do that, okay, we can do this real simple. If you're able to locate the declined receipt and get an exact time, if you could go ahead and get me a video, I don't care if it's taken on a phone. I can give you the email address to take it to. That's my personal. Yes, this is from Card Services, the fraud department. Just put in the subject line that it's Card Services in the fraud department, and what we'll do is if you can locate that receipt for me, what I want you to do is I want you to take a picture, whether it be on a phone or a camera, take a picture of that receipt, and then I want you to pull up the video of the individual who swiped that card.
Sure.
Okay? I don't care. And then once you have that video, if you can even record it on your phone, put it in the email, send me that email, I will go ahead and put a note in the account, and within 24 to 72 hours, we'll have your credit, excuse me, not your credit rating, we'll have your fraud rating dropped back down to where it should be, and you'll be cleared of any wrongdoing. It's that simple.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
No problem.
Okay, if you have any problems, you go ahead and you call this number. And you can ask for John Acosta.
John?
Acosta, the last name, okay?
Let me call and check, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate your cooperation.
You have a nice day.
You too. And that, my friends, is how you do things without having to get the police involved. Granted, I got them involved, but this gentleman is going to give me a video copy of the person who used my card, and he's going to give me a copy of the receipt, and that's going to fit nicely with the police report. You guys enjoyed this video, and I'll touch base with you again after I get a call back, and we'll see how this goes. Thanks.